Hello and welcome to the Radical Podcast, inspired by the essence of the word radical, proceeding from the root. We explore the roots of metaphysical wisdom.
This season is all about divination, tarot, and the power held within our intuition. This is The Radical with Nicole and Christina, the two metaphysical girls in the material world. Hello and welcome to The Radical. I'm Nicole.
And this is Christina.
Today's episode, the 8, 9, and 10 of Cups, our Piscean minor arcana cards. We're going to get started quickly because we have a lot to say about these three cards. So Christina has a list. We'll compare cards. And at the end of the episode, I have some goddess guidance oracle cards.
That's the deck I've been searching for. That goddess deck. I have it on my list.
Yep.
It's a January, so I have boycotted buying anything from Amazon.com a full year. Didn't we talk about this recently? And I've been just fine. Listeners, I have been just fine. I have a list of things I want, and I just have fun looking for them. But I am not doing without. Boycotts can teach us a lot about ourselves, right? And our buying and spending habits. So I'm really glad I did that. And I'm continuing on with the boycott. I think it's just how I'm going to be now. But that deck is on my list of things I'm slowly searching for in all of my travels. So I'm excited for that oracle card today, for those oracle cards today, to talk about the 8, 9, and 10 of cups. So cups, they can be chalices, shells, bowls, and in our modern playing cards, they are the suit of hearts. This is the suit of emotions and feelings, also intuition, which includes like spiritual awareness, inner voice, and psychic abilities. Creativity is also cups energy, imagination and inspiration. And one of the biggest ones with cups energy is connection, relationships, partnerships, friendships. The card numbers are 8, 9, and 10. 8, change, or ease flow and results appear. 9 is fruition. You are getting what you want. We're going to talk more about this Jupiter card and wishes being fulfilled and getting what you ask for when we get to card comparison, because that is a very Jupiterian type energy. You are getting what you want, all of it, the good and the bad and the unforeseen circumstances, right? And then 10 is culmination. Situation reaches its conclusion. The element for these cards is water. And we remember water is sensitive, mysterious, imaginative, and emotional. Emotional water. But this is also mutable because it's at the end of the season. Mutable and mutable elements and mutable energy is flexible, adaptable, very communicative, but changeable and resourceful. The zodiac sign, after I talk about mutable energy and water energy, zodiac sign Pisces, which is both of those energies, mutable and water. Pisces, dreams, illusion, idealism. Piscean energy and Piscean personalities are mystics and dreamers and poets and idealists. So we're kind of swimming in those waters, in that energy. The planets associated with these three cards: 8 of Cups, Saturn in Pisces; 9 of Cups, Jupiter in Pisces; and then 10 of Cups, Mars in Pisces. It's the 12th house, the house of past lives, secrets, privacy, the unconscious, but also limitations and introspection. For the tree of life, the Eight of Cups is the sphere of Hod. That's ruled by Mercury, dealing with intellect, logic, structure, and humility. It's the sphere of majesty and the mind. For the Nine of Cups, it's the sphere of Yesod. This is ruled by the moon. It's the sphere of reflection, imagination, and it's the vessel of action. It's considered the sphere of foundation and the unconscious mind. And the Ten of Cups is the sphere of Malkuth, and this is ruled by the earth. This is the physical world, manifestation. It is kingdom and experience.
I have a couple notes on the numbers too. The 8, in addition to what Christina said, can convey patterns, behaviors, and routines. The 9, results, outcomes, and consequences. And the 10, completion, closure, and the maximum. So let's get into our Decan chart. The 8 of Cups, the Hermetic title from Aleister Crowley, the Lord of Indolence, was what one book had. I didn't resonate with that. Another book that I have has the Lord of Abandoned Success. To me, that fits a little bit better. The 8 of Cups corresponds to the Pisces 1 decan when the sun is at 0 degrees of Pisces around February 18th. The corresponding major arcana card for Pisces is the moon. So all these cards are going to have that in common. Saturn rules this decan. Like Christina said, this is Saturn in Pisces. So the corresponding planetary major card is the world. 9 of Cups, we have the Lord of Happiness. For the second Pisces decan, around February 20 is when this decan begins. This is Jupiter in Pisces, and Jupiter is domiciled in Pisces. And we have the influence of the Wheel of Fortune also. 10 of Cups, the Lord of Satiety. This is the third Pisces decan beginning around March 10th. This decan is ruled by Mars, so we have a little bit of that tower influence. And if we think ahead, we're at the end of the zodiac year. We begin with Aries 1 after Pisces 3. And Mars rules the first decan of Aries. So this is a kind of interesting time period where Mars rules back-to-back decans. This happens basically because of how the math works out. And this is the only time we see a planet rule back-to-back decans. Otherwise, it's that descending framework alternating through Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, the Moon, Saturn, and Jupiter.
It is so New Year, that beginning of Aries, that spring equinox. So in my head, it's like, of course it makes sense that this is the time when it would break the pattern or follow a new pattern, because it is the beginning of the zodiac year.
And I had a thought too that maybe because we're in such watery territory, we need extra fire. So looking for the story, these 3 cards to me are telling the story of someone walking away from something and simultaneously then walking towards something else, aligning with an expanded consciousness and therefore experiencing love, joy, peace, abundance, fulfillment, prosperity, enlightenment. Manifesting those types of experiences, I have found, for me anyway, requires me to deal with my emotions. Can't manifest love and peace if my mind is chaotic and busy. So dealing with our emotions and our fears and our water. And it made me think back to one of our podcast episodes where we were talking about the laws of attraction and assumption. And in that podcast, I read a quote from Neville Goddard who said, "The great secret is a controlled imagination and a well sustained attention, firmly and repeatedly focused on the feeling of the wish fulfilled until it fills the mind and crowds all other ideas out of consciousness." I think there's a little bit of doing our inner work, and that puts us on this path of manifestation. And so in the 8, he's walking away from what isn't going to serve his highest vision.
Mm-hmm.
In that same podcast episode, we mentioned Dr. David Hawkins and his map of consciousness. And I think what the map of consciousness teaches us is that when we begin living in a state of love and joy and peace, that's when we become magnetized and draw things to us. And I think that's what we see in the 9 and the 10. I see a lot of the laws of attraction and assumption in that. Now, if we talk decanical interpretations for the 8 of Cups, again, Saturn in Pisces, we can think about the sensitivity of Pisces and the truth of Saturn. Saturn is associated with truth, and this is being sensitively attuned to our inner truth and walking away as we need to. The 9 of Cups has Jupiter domiciled in Pisces, so we can think about the dreams and the imagination of Pisces paired with Jupiter as the great benefic. Jupiter abundantly delivering the dreams and ideals of Pisces. And then in the 10 of Cups, Mars in Pisces, about the flowing openness of Pisces and the yang efforts of Mars. There is an element of breakdown in the 10 because it's the maximum, but also with Mars and the Tower. And I see the 2 children in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck representing the next generation and the next cycle. So inevitably, when there is a breakdown, it's going to begin again at 1,
Mm-hmm.
maybe with those 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
36 Secrets pointed out that the river glimpsed in the 10 of Cups shall empty out into the seas of the Ace. We have a breakdown in one card to overfill and overflow the beginning of the next cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And we can talk about my cards for my decks. So the 8 of Cups. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the figure who's walking away has a walking stick or a staff. This figure in Zodiac Tarot has a magic wand that we saw in the 6 of Swords. And this figure is looking directly up at this eclipsed sun and moon who's giving off pink rays. To me, it's very striking that this figure is looking directly at this luminary in the sky.
You're not supposed to look at the eclipse.
You are not supposed to. Because it's the sun and the moon, it's bringing this theme of the seen and the unseen, the conscious and unconscious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's so interesting, the eclipse imagery and the eclipse energy in this card. And 3 of my cards, well, 2 of my cards have eclipse as well. That is a one of the big symbols and themes of the 8 of Cups is eclipse. So notice it, listeners, if any of your cards have an eclipse on it and what that means for you.
And this eclipse has 4 eyes.
Oh. I read in one of my books, you see how the Rider-Waite-Smith deck has the cups stacked on top of each other, and the figure is seen in or through the cups, and your Zodiac Tarot is doing the same thing as the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. That 4 and 4 is like stability on top of stability, but with cups and water, it's not a good combination to be that stable with water. That's why it has this departure, this leaving, this like, it's almost like if you have too much stability with water, you have stagnation.
Yeah. So we have the same couple.
Okay.
back together. And they're standing with their arms around each other, gazing across this body of water, maybe an ocean, towards a mountainous new land. And we have a luminary in the sky beaming down rays of pink, purple, and blue.
I do remember them now. I do remember them because the one character has red hair and that green skirt. I do remember now that she left and then came back, and then they were swimming together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
their story now.
So to be continued with them. In my Antique Anatomy Tarot, the suit is elixirs, and 8 elixirs with the brand name Madame Cindy's Magical Mixtures have varying labels for their use. Some of them are Despair, Let Go Potion, Soul Journey, Aura Cleanse, Wake Up Potion, and The Void. 2 of the labels we can't read. They're covered by leaves and blue and purple flowers, but we've read enough of the labels to know what is happening here, what is trying to be conveyed. I think also because we can't read them all, this is acknowledging that we can't know everything. There's always going to be an element of the unknown. If we're walking away from something, even if we think we know what we're walking towards, unknown is always going to factor in. And then in my 8 of Cups from Mystic Mondays, we have a figure sitting at the edge of what looks like to me a long rectangular pool that extends all the way into like the background of the card, where it meets either a rising or setting sun, or maybe an eclipse. There's 4 cups standing on each side. This was giving me sort of that map of consciousness vibe. Our figure, if you kind of overlay that map on this card, our figure is sitting at the alpha point. The alpha point is the most narrow part of the map of consciousness. It's also characterized by lower vibrational energies. And then as you proceed up the map of consciousness, or in this case, across the pool, you are becoming more expansive and you are working towards that omega point, which is basically ultimate consciousness or enlightenment. For the 9, we have a figure sitting on a bench, not unlike the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but what's different is instead of the cups resting on the table, they are floating in the air around her. From the guidebook, it says the 9 of Cups is the card of fulfilled desires. It can't be any other way, since here, Pisces, and thus the inner world, emotions and dreams, meet Jupiter, the planet of success, expansion, and fulfillment. And this made me think of the laws of attraction and assumption, because it can be no other way. In the 9 of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, I was reading about how that blue cloth shrouds in mystery what's underneath the table. We don't know. And it can convey a sense of magic. Like these cups came from somewhere, but we don't know where. And there's a magical quality or element. And so I love how this card takes the cups and makes them float around her to really hone in on that magical quality of manifestation and bringing things from the unseen into the seen.
Like how the character in your zodiac deck also has their arms crossed, like the character in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, for me is like a physical sign of satisfaction. Like, like I've finished. Look at my work. And it's so interesting that the cloth was pointed out as magic. In the book I read, it was like it was meant to be on display like a banquet table. That it's one thing to have this joy, and this card is about expressing, showing that joy. It's like This is an outward expression of it.
So back to the Medicine Woman Tarot. Back to the show. Our
What are they?
couple is now.
It's like a soap opera.
It
What
kind of
is the
is.
couple? What is the couple doing now? What did they get themselves into?
They got themselves into a canoe. That's what they did. And they are navigating this deep blue oceanic water. And you can see in the background that the island or the new land that they spotted earlier is much, much closer. The mountains are bigger. We can actually see some people on the land now. It appears to be maybe 2 or 3 people, and they're waving to the couple. And in this card, we have a bit of the rainbow that we get in the 10 of Cups. In Antique Anatomy, we have more potions and tonics. We have a bliss brew, a wish tonic, a love potion, a joy elixir. And then we have some bell-shaped magenta flowers. Bell-shaped flowers are strongly associated with themes of gratitude, humility, unwavering, and everlasting love. And metaphysically, because the trumpet part of the flower usually faces down, there's this idea that energy is being grounded and that we're bridging the physical and spiritual realms, which is precisely what you're doing when you manifest. You're bridging the unseen with the seen, what's in the spiritual realm into the tangible physical. And then Mystic Mondays, we have a single cup within a heart shape surrounded by 4 cups above and 4 cups below. And the pink on this card to me is really speaking to healing, unconditional self-love, and receptivity. This card to me really conveys that magnetism and attracting more of that same healing energy and self-love, or just love in general.
That is such a beautiful card. That card, looking at that card makes me happy. The heart, the glowing shades of pink, it's like radiating. Radiating good vibes.
Yes. In our 10 of Cups in the Zodiac Tarot, we have 2 gal pals embracing each other. They are standing under a rainbow with 10 cups. We do have some gray clouds rolling in as well. And on a little hill nearby, some mushrooms. And right away, I thought about the mycelium or the mycelial network that mushrooms have. This is all about connection and community. Mushrooms grow from the hidden mycelium. So mushrooms aren't just what we see above ground. There's this massive network underground from which they fruit. So this growth from the hidden mycelium to the visible fruiting body is a symbol of personal and spiritual transformation. Just as mushrooms emerge from the darkness into the light, individuals can undergo personal development and enlightenment. And that was from a cool website called foragingmagic.com. In the Medicine Woman Tarot, we wrap up this part of the story with the couple dancing in celebration with their new friends on the new island.
We picked up the story in the middle, but do you see how the characters on that card all have the green grass skirts? It makes me think that they've connected with her tribe, because the other character had a very different type of bottom, like the clothing that they wore is different. So now I'm like, oh, did they go and find their extended community? Because now they're all in those green. The word skirt, just because I don't know the word for it, but they're in those green grass skirts. All of them are wearing that now.
That is true. I did not
They found their
that.
people. They found their people.
They did. They did. And we'll be back with the rest of their story in Cancer season.
We'll get the prequel.
Their origin story. Okay, so then in the Antique Anatomy Tarot, we have even more elixirs of wisdom, bliss, harmony, dreams. The elixirs are mixed in with some pink purple and blue hibiscus flowers. Hibiscus is a symbol of passion, love, powerful yin, receptivity, and emotional depth. It just all fits. And then last but not least, Mystic Mondays, we have 10 cups surrounding this globe-like prism on what looks like could be or is a sacred geometry type shape. And to me, it kind of looks like a network. This brings to mind that mycelium again. So this card speaks to me about connections and community.
And very stable. Like,
yes.
Oh, for my card comparison, I'm going to start with the Eight of Cups, the spirit song. It's called the Eight of Shells. The spirit animal is the starfish. Keywords are quest and renewal. Okay, a group of starfish is called a galaxy or a constellation.
That's so
Isn't
cool.
that amazing? Typically, the starfish can have 5 arms, but some types have much, much more arms than that. They have little suction cups to help them move, and also pull apart their prey. And they eat mussels, clams, snails, oysters, and coral. Their arms do regenerate. It can take up to 12 months. That's how they can escape predators, but also that is how they can reproduce, because the original starfish can regenerate, but then depending on how much is on the piece that was removed, that can regenerate.
Interesting.
Yes.
And freaky.
Yes. Fascinating creatures. They have no centralized brain. They have no blood. Seawater pumps through their body to deliver nutrients to all their parts. And they don't have eyes. They have eye spots that can just sense light and dark. As a spirit animal, regeneration, energy of regeneration, energy of healing and renewal. The star shape has it connected to the stars, to higher awareness, higher consciousness, divine guidance. And also, I love this one, moving at your own pace. For the wild unknown, 8 of Cups, stagnation and ill health are the 2 keywords here for the 8 of Cups. And this card is very striking. It has 8 broken cups. We haven't had a broken cup on anybody's card until this card. 8 broken cups at the base of a dark, looming mountain. It just makes me think, you got to go. There's nothing left for you there. Those cups are broken. You got to go and take your hike up that mountain. You got to go.
Yeah. And if you even attempt to keep going towards the cups, that dark mountain is almost like a wall. Like you're just going to smack into that wall. And from where we are as the viewer of this card, there's no way around that mountain either. The only option is to turn around and get out of there.
Yeah. It's a powerful image. For the Secrets of the Witch's Garden, it's the 8 of Cups. The keyword is departure. This is an echo of the Rider-Waite-Smith card. The figure in this card is in a cloak with their staff, back turned to us. It looks like they've begun their journey. In this card, the 8 cups are arranged on the river bank. They're all upright. They've been left behind. There is I wrote that it was the very tiniest sliver of a waning crescent moon, but also it's an eclipse. It's got eclipse energy. You can look at that celestial happening however it suits you listeners when you look at the card, but it's got that
like a little ring of fire.
Yeah so now I see eclipse. When I first looked at it, I saw just the tiniest sliver, like the very, very end of the moon cycle, right before it turned into the new moon, which means like cycle complete, it's time to go, time to move on. For the sacred she, it's the 8 of water. The key word here is separation. This is a striking card to look at because it is so, it pulls me into a very unique headspace. It has two figures facing away from each other, completely wrapped in white ribbon. And they're facing away from each other. It's all white and gray. There's like thick clouds or mountains in the card behind them. And in that sky is that eclipse energy or waning crescent moon energy, the completion of a cycle. The author writes in their guidebook, at this juncture, separation is inevitable and correct. Whatever it is, an intimate relationship, a business partnership, or a project you've been immersed in, when the energy flow has frozen or become irretrievably altered, growth is impossible. Stagnation, no flow. That's what this card is telling us. For the 9 of Cups, Spirit Song is the 9 of Shells. It's a penguin. Keywords, gratitude and fulfillment. A group of penguins is called a waddle when they're on land, a raft when they're in the water, and a colony when they're in their nesting area. Because I've always heard colony of penguins, and that's when they're nesting. They are designed, highly specialized, designed for diving and swimming and moving fast in the water. Their shape, the use of their flippers, their oily feathers, their layer of blubber, they can swim. Some species of penguin can swim up to 22 miles per hour in the water. They are divers and swimmers. Did you know they can drink salt water?
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I guess to survive where they survive, they have a special gland that removes the salt. Highly
Wow.
specialized animals. As a spirit animal, resiliency, devotion, because they can mate for life or for very long periods of time together, and also community, because they live together. Penguins live in community. And I thought this note was so nice that they remind us that life can flourish in difficult situations, that you can make adjustments, that we might not have that specialized gland for salt water, but we have a lot of resilience in ourselves to make stuff work in difficult situations. For the wild unknown is the 9 of Cups, keywords bliss and harmony. There are 9 cups equally spaced around the border of the card with now this is a waning crescent moon. I'm not getting eclipse energy from this card. That is a waning crescent moon, which could mean that healing, that balm, right? The balsamic phase, that healing balm, healing energy. But the cups are very symmetrical and very aligned. And I feel like they're floating, they're balanced, they're magically displayed, right? It's kind of like that energy of they're there for us to look at them. They're there for us to appreciate. For the secrets of the witch's garden, the 9 of Cups, the keyword is yes. And this card looks nothing like any of our other cards. This is the 9 cups arrayed or aligned on a bridge. The bridge is mossy and looks ancient. The water underneath it is very green and very lush. And there's a water spirit emerging out from underneath the bridge, holding aloft their hand with a glowing orb. That is, your wish is being granted. Your wish is right there in reach.
Mm-hmm. She almost looks like a genie.
Mm-hmm. The author calls it a mythical water spirit. And it looks like a lot of things in nature, where it's beautiful to look at, but also can take care of themselves. The sharp nails, the pointed ears, like this is a creature that doesn't need to be coddled. It has that energy and that fierceness of nature about it. Now, then we move in a very different direction with the sacred she, 9 of water, which is called indulgence. It is a pink cherub, right? Is that a cherub? I mean, I don't think it has wings, but it definitely has that Greek Roman cherub, chubby cheek, chubby infant, young child energy to it,
Mm-hmm.
of rolls and of excess with the curly hair. And it's got a cherry on its head, and this cherub is just lounging on a lush piece of cake. I see cake. I see frosting, ice cream, chocolate base, another layer of whipped cream. That's what I see when I look at it. The pattern of the like the it looks like a very ornate wallpaper on the
Mm-hmm.
pattern behind what we're looking at.
And a little
Indulgence.
strawberry on the cherub's
Yes.
head.
Oh, I said cherry, but it's a strawberry.
um
I want wait, I'm getting very distracted by this card because I am having so many thoughts of, but what the author says in the guidebook is when we ignore our natural limits, the extremes can lead us perilously close to the edge of collapse.
mm.
So this isn't like a note of everything in moderation. Nope, 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 nope. This is what is your indulgence and what is your relationship with it. The author just says we have natural limits and extremes can lead us close to the edge of collapse.
It makes me
That
think of my nephew eating that cookie. And he couldn't do anything but just shovel the cookie into his mouth. He couldn't talk to you, answer your questions. He was focused on that cookie, and when he was done eating the cookie and then chugging some water, he said that cookie was very good.
he fully acknowledged. And you know how we talk about the display? Fully expressed his joy in that cookie. That
Mm-hmm.
is 9 of cups right there. Eat the
Mm-hmm.
cookie, enjoy the cookie, be present with the cookie, and then when you're done, express how you felt about it. We get such good lessons from the little from the children around us, from the babies. And 10 of cups. For the spirit song, it's the 10 of shells. The pelican was the chosen animal with the keywords of blessings and well-being. A group of pelicans is called a pod. When they're flying or swimming, sometimes they fly and swim in formation. They're called a squadron. And I didn't know this about pelicans, that when they can herd fish in a group by swimming together, they're called a fleet. As a spirit animal, energy of self-sacrifice and nurturing, because baby pelicans apparently are ravenous and they eat a lot. Well, and adult pelicans do too, but the parents need to feed them a lot. There's this element of nurturing and self-sacrifice. For the wild unknown, it's the 10 of cups. The keyword here is radiating energy. There's 5 cups at the top and 5 cups at the bottom. In this card, the cups are facing each other. The cups at the top are radiating individual colors down to the 5 cups at the bottom, but the colors are getting mixed as they go from the top to the bottom. The colors might start out singularly, but then they get blended together, amplifying, reflecting, and energizing. I see this card as to look at very energizing. For the Secrets of the Witch's Garden, it's the 10 of Cups. Keyword is bliss. This is an echo of the Rider-Waite-Smith card with a depiction of two characters, arms around each other, the 10 cups across the top of the card in that rainbow. There's two children, and there's also a dog and a cat together, snuggling together. This is generational bliss, but also interspecies bliss because the cat and the dog are getting along. There's a bird, and it is just a beautiful background, lush green. There's a little tomato plant on the bottom right side of the card, and I read briefly that tomatoes can be called labors of love. This card, to me, when I look at it, it feels very inclusive, and it feels like it takes on another layer of that generational happiness and that generational continuing, because it feels a little closer tied to nature in that card to me. But this is called Secrets of the Witch's Garden, so it is very like nature forward as well. And in the Sacred She, it's the 10 of Water, keyword gratitude. This card is in hues of indigo blue with highlights of pink and turquoise. There is a woman sitting in a lotus flower, face tilted back, arms outstretched, and hovering above her is a glowing orb. I don't see that as the moon per se. It could, to me, it's like that orb from the 9 of Cups that the water spirit is handing you. It's like a ball of energy, a ball of potential. But it could be seen as the moon. I don't know. Do you see a moon, or do you see just energy orb?
I think I do see the moon. Mm-hmm.
But the orb is glowing, soft. It's like the woman who's sitting in the lotus has she created this, or is this given to her? You know, I think it depends on how you see the card and where we are energetically when we look at the card. But this card looks so serene and soft and welcoming. Very beautiful card. Now that I'm looking at it, now I see the moon. But when I first looked at the card, I did not see the moon. I saw it as manifestation power. Like the wish orb in the other card. But lots to digest on these cards, listeners. These cards, being part of the 8, 9, and 10 of Pisces, we're at the end of the water cycle in the tarot card, and we're at the end of the zodiac cycle of the year. There's a lot of possibilities and lots of interpretations of the energies of these cards, right? There's a lot going on, a lot to consider with these cards.
Here we go. Putting it all together. 8 of Cups. Walking away, changing direction, letting go, leaving, abandoning what is certain and known, abandoning that success, introspection, reflection, Saturnian melancholy, being disenchanted, bored, stagnation, no flow, purification, a stripping away, maybe even a dark night of the soul. 36 Secrets says, forsaking the familiar, the accounted for, even the rational. And I kind of chuckled because I hear sometimes manifestation teachers say, like, to get delusional when we're making wishes. 9 of Cups, wishes fulfilled, satisfaction, pleasure, choosing joy, expressing joy, having joy on display on our banquet table with our blue tablecloth, emotional fulfillment, expanded consciousness, magnetism, alignment, abundance, manifestation, and gratitude. Guided Tarot, one of my books, reminds us that sharing your good fortune with others is how generosity will always flow back to you. Christina was touching on that earlier with having your cups on display, not in a smug and arrogant way, but in a way where you want to be generous and share what you have.
Mhm.
10 of Cups, again, connections and community, bonds, bliss, serenity, love, fulfillment, contentment, comfort and joy, and rest in your heart, harmony, oneness, wholeness, and unity. I think this card is the result of our emotional work, which includes reconciling our yin and our yang, as represented by the couple on the Rider Waite Smith 10 of Cups card. We've healed our inner child, as represented by the children dancing, and we've integrated our shadow self, as represented by the rainbow. And in that way, we've dealt with our water, our emotions, and our fears.
Hmm.
All right. In reverse, the Eight of Cups can be about overwhelm or being saturated. I thought that was a great word.
Mhm.
Accepting mediocrity. And there is a question in the Light Seers guidebook. Do you hold on to things long after your time with them has come to an end?
Mhm. In the Secrets of the Witch's Garden, the question that they have is, what should I leave behind? Which is just like that Light Seers question.
In reverse, the Nine of Cups can convey smugness or arrogance, unrealistic expectations. And when we're manifesting specifically, this could be expectations on timing or how, for example. Overindulgence. Indulgence is fine. You can have your cookie or your cake or your
Mhm.
M&Ms. We get in trouble when we overindulge. Also, superficial values, shallowness, vanity makes me think of Venus and Virgo for the Nine of Pentacles in that fall essential dignity.
Mhm.
Jupiter is the greater benefic, Venus is the lesser benefic. So it kind of tied together.
The question from the Secrets of the Witch's Garden is it like when this card, it's to write the reversal. Is what is the unforeseen consequence? As we talk about this card as, yes, your wish is granted, your wish is granted, and that you will get what you're asking for. So if you're feeling resistant to this card, have you thought out the unforeseen consequences of you getting what you're
Yeah.
asking for? Yeah, there might be
Yeah.
some stone you need to turn over to look at before it materializes.
Like if you want a new car, that's great, but you're going to have to insure it and pay the taxes,
Mhm.
put new tires on it, etc.
Mhm.
The 10 of Cups in reverse, illusions, falsities, emotional blockages, obstacles, delays. And from the Light Seers guidebook, the question is, how can you bring more love into your daily interactions? And this just for me brought it full circle back to that map of consciousness, because engaging with our entire life, our jobs, our families, our friends, strangers, the more we can weave love into every aspect of our life, the more expansive and upward we go on that map of consciousness, which magnetizes us and brings those wishes in.
Mhm. And Secrets of the Witch's Garden question, what small adjustment brings everyone together?
Answer is bring more love into your daily interactions. Let's see what our 3 cards from the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck have for us. Okay, card 1, Ma Wu, Mother Earth. You are called upon to help with environmentalism. Message from Ma Wu. There's no greater cause today than giving back to your mother, the rekindling of friendship with the soil, air, and water. The earth is the life force for material life. There's no sense in continuing a downward spiral of dirtying the planet with further pollution. Your contribution is necessary, no matter how small. You make a huge difference in this planet's welfare through small and simple changes in how you operate. It's worth it, believe me, and I will help you accomplish this goal in all ways. Various meanings of this card. Your life's purpose involves environmentalism. Use earth friendly products, recycle, get involved with an environmental group, teach others about environmentalism. About Mawu, she's the West African moon goddess who believed to have created all life, with her husband, the sun god Liza. Mawu helps those who call upon her to learn how to live in harmony with nature and respect its resources. She ensures that our needs are abundantly supplied without causing harm to the planet. Card 2 is Card 2, Cordelia. Message from Cordelia: go outside and get some fresh air. You've been indoors too long. Being cooped up is not the natural way for inhabitants of this exciting planet to live. Believe me, there's plenty to see and experience when you exit your four walls and roof. A daily venture outside will not only revive your spirit and soul, it will give you hope and faith in this planet's very existence and future. You'll see all of the goodness that's in store within nature, the flowers ready to unfurl, the leaves that are sprouting, the birds that hop about, and even the wind that affectionately caresses you. Don't let another day go by without stepping outdoors into this most entertaining and exciting of environments. Various meanings of this card. Your manifestation will appear in May or when the weather is warmer. Spend time in nature. Change to a job that allows for more connection with nature. Practice environmentalism. Recognize the need for balance in your life, for more rest and play. About Cordelia, this Celtic fairy goddess helps watch over the flowers that bloom in the spring and summer. She's associated with the ancient sacred day Beltane, which is celebrated on May 1 to welcome the Celtic summer season. Call upon Cordelia to help you thaw out any situation or relationship that seems cold and dreary. And last but not least, card 3, Artemis, the guardian. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. Like me, you have a sacred mission to spread love and light. Yet this isn't a position that comes from tension or worry. Instead, the gentle essence of a joyful heart and lighthearted laughter sets your power into motion. Why would there be any tension in your mind or system unless you believed that you were somehow unsafe? And how could you be unsafe when you've called upon the spiritual warriors to watch over you? Your prayers have activated the flawless protection of heaven, so ease your mind of all cares and concerns and concentrate instead upon your holy mission. Various meanings of this card. The angels are watching over you and your family. Your future is safe and secure. All your needs are being met and always will be. The worst is now behind you. Artemis, the Greek goddess, is a Greek goddess and twin sister of Apollo, the sun god. She's a powerful, tomboyish goddess who prefers to spend her time in the woods with wild animals. Same here. Artemis has carried a bow and arrow ever since they were given to her in childhood, yet she never uses them to hurt anything. Rather, the energy of her bow and arrow is a talisman to help her focus her thoughts and intentions, and she always reaches the mark of her manifestations. Artemis helps us concentrate and focus as well. She offers protection to all those who call upon her, particularly women and children. I heard lots of themes in those cards. 8, 9, and 10 of Cups themes. So the goddesses are definitely with us. Thank you, universe.
Yes. Thank you, universe.
We will be back next week with the planet Neptune, domiciled in Pisces. So until then, listeners, go enjoy some M&Ms, eat a cookie,
Go outside.
go outside, and we'll talk to you next week. Thank you. We love you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode. The Radical Podcast is created and produced by Nicole and Christina.
Music by Van Horton. His Instagram is Van Horton Music. Stay in touch with us at linktr.ee/theradicalpodnc.